Okay, let's begin. Mission C2B, update number 4. Um, we're both going to be trying to run around the corner here, and it looks like they're giving us bottlenecks, trying to cause us problems. So we want the fastest person to go first. So blue, Adriel is going to go first, and plus he's a little bit up. Well, they both are going to end up the same. So, but he's the fastest. So let's see what he's got. He can sprint move 4 with 2 dice, so he can have 2 dice, so I'm going to do that. Now, otherwise, he'd be moving just 1 square plus 1 dice. I think if we did this twice and averaged one with the dice roll each time, I've only got 1 reroll total right now. I'd only be able to move maybe 4 squares with two moves of that. It might be more beneficial to extra rest with this one to get it back faster and use this one twice. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. Let's see how the dice go. So we're going to start with rolling 2 dice, and we're going to put this in cooldown track 3 right there. Let's see what we get. We only have 1 reroll. Now, that's not too bad. I'm not going to use the reroll to reroll a +1. So we're going to take the movement of 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. I can move 7. So let's take a look where we're going to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's right there. How much more does he got to go to get into the ship? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He needs 7 more to get into the ship. Should we rest to try to get this back, or should we move a little bit with the basic move? I remember at the end of my turn, this does go down to cooldown track 2 automatically. I could rest once to get it to 1 and rest. Well, if I want to get it back, I'm going to have to rest right now with it. Let's see. No, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's see if 1. It'll be back after 1 turn. Yeah, let's do something that's very unusual. Let's rest for my second action, which moves it down to track 2. Then my turn will be over, and when my turn's over, it slides 1 down. So now it's already almost ready to come back into my hand. The track is going to go down to 5, and turn 6. Remember, there's no enemies, so we don't care about that. We're going to be at turn 5. Ooh, oops, I forgot. This is an unusual for this game. It's got a condition that we're supposed to take an unblockable damage at the beginning of my turn. So let's keep what we did, but let's just put this off to the side. We'll keep the same dice roll and everything, but we'll take 1 damage card and see what happens. It says when drawn, move 1 damage card 1 spot to the right. There's no damage cards on the cooldown track right now, so that's ignored. Place this card at slot 2. So this would be on 2. So like when we played it before with our dice, this would have went on 3. This would have been on 2. So far, it's not a problem. Remember, we did our extra rest for a second action. That moves all the cards over 1. And when my turn ended, everything slid down 1. That damage card is now off. So we did good. Even with that damage card, it's already off of our track, and that fixes the mistake. Okay, turn 5. Now I'm remembering the first thing we have to do is pick a damage card because we're taking 1 unblockable damage at the beginning of our turn. So purple, Antathis, what happens? See if I can get the glare away. When drawn, move an action card 1 spot to the right. Place this on 1. Well, there's nothing to move, so we're going to place this on 1. That's how it starts. Now we can actually do our movements, and I think the first thing we're going to do is see how fast we can go with this one. It's going to go on cooldown track 2. Good thing that didn't go on cooldown track 2 because we would have had to use track 3 if that. So if this had been blocked and this said to be placed on cooldown track 2, we would have had to place it on 3. Fortunately for us, it's on 1 and we still have 2 available. We place that down, we get 1 dice to add to our move, which is 3 plus whatever 1 dice happens. Let's take this dice and go for it. It's a +1. I'm not going to use a reroll. I could if I wanted to, but we're going to go with that. 3 plus 1, I get to move 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. He was here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's what I've got to go diagonal. So he's there. I'm not blocking the way, which is why I was able to rest. If I had been sitting here with him, I would not have rested. I would have kept moving when it was Adriel's turn. So now he's got 1 more move left, and the move that he's going to take is going to be just a basic move, but he gets 1 dice plus 1 movement. So let's grab a dice, try it. Let's see. Another +1. Remember, that goes into cooldown track 0, so it's not actually on the cooldown track. So 1 plus 1, he can move 2. 1, 2. And his turn will be over. Remember, when his turn is over, that I don't forget, we're going to slide these cards over. This damage card comes off, goes back into the discard pile. This number, slot 2, is now in slot 1. And his turn is over. We're going to be moving down to turn number 4. Okay, turn number 4. Now I'm remembering we got to draw a damage card because we have 1 unblockable damage. If this says to go on cooldown track 1, we'll get our sprint card back immediately when it gets placed here. So we are hoping for a damage that goes in track 1. And let's see what we get. When drawn, place this card on cooldown track 1. Perfect. I was going to have to rest 1 more time to get this back. I don't have to do that anymore. This damage card goes into track 1. And my sprint card comes back into my hand. And now I can begin my turn with my sprint card. So I'm going to use that right away. That goes into track 3 right here. And I'm going to get to roll 2 dice. And we get to move 4 plus whatever the 2 dice are. And I have 1 reroll. Let's do it. Oh, this is a terrible dice roll. Let's use my 1 reroll. We'll have to keep one of the shields. Reroll the other one. +1. Well, we get the 4 plus 1. We get to move 5. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're really close. We have 1 action left. And our 1 action, we're going to use let's see if I can do it, basic move. Get to move 1 plus 1 dice. We have no rerolls. So if I can roll a +1, I'll be in the ship and I'll be safe from receiving any damage in the future. So let's go for it. We're going to have to roll 1 dice and no rerolls. What did I get? Oh, holy smokes, perfect. I got a basic move for 1 and 2 movements, so I get to move 3. So let's move 3, 1, and I can move the diagonal, 2, 3. I'm well into the ship now. My turn is over. These cards, remember, slide 1 slot to the left. The 3 is now on a 2. Damage card is off. I won't be taking any more damage because I'm in the ship, and I won't need that sprint card back because I'm already in the ship. That ends the turn. That ends turn 4, and now we're going to be on turn 3 for Adriel. No, wait, I'm sorry, Adriel ended for Antathus. Okay, turn 3 for Antathus. Remember, I've got to take a damage card. He's got a card on the cooldown track 1. If this says placing it in cooldown track 1, I'll get this back, which would be wonderful, but let's see what happens. And no, when drawn, lose 1 focus. Oh, darn, we should have just, that's darn. We've lost all our focus. We have no rerolls now. And this has to go on card slot 2 for the cooldown track. So that's here. We don't get that back. Yeah, we're not going to have any rerolls. Let's do what we did for the other player, Adriel. Let's rest. The first move, let's rest. We'll get our fast movement card back. Everything slides 1 over. Okay, we'll get this back. That's the first action, is a rest. Our second action is going to be using this, putting it on cooldown track 2. So we'll put that on cooldown track 2, and we get to roll 1 dice, and I have no rerolls. Let's go. Whoa, that's pretty good. I like it. So we get to move 3 plus 2, which is, I hear 3 plus 2. I can move 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that is the end of the turn. So his turn's over. There's no enemies. We don't worry about the enemies. We're going to be back to turn 2. Let's see what happens. This is almost over. Okay, turn 2. But before we start turn 2, I forgot again. At the end of the previous turn, all the cards were supposed to slide 1 slot to the left. There we go. This one slides off. And now we got this one is in track 1. We can get that back sooner if we want to. Now let's look. We've got to move Adriel. But on an even turn, we could actually switch who goes first. Remember, on an even turn, I can change who goes first. If we want to end the game faster, we could do that. Let's see. I don't think we're going to need anything more, but sometimes when you're planning ahead, not knowing if there's going to be an update, I'm going to concentrate for my first action and let Blue Adriel go. And so when you concentrate as your action, you can slide your focus up 2. His shields already are there. I'm going to concentrate for my second one, which will move it up, so now I'm at 4. And I'm already in the ship, so that really didn't matter. So now I'm doing better with my focus. My turn is over. I don't take any damage because I'm in the ship. This card slides 1 over, and now it's in cooldown slot 1. Turn number 2 is finished. Okay, turn number 1. This is the last move of the game. I'm going to have to take a damage card at the beginning for the unblockable damage. This card is one I would like to have back in my hand. If this damage card ends up being placed in track 1, I'll get this back, and it will be perfect because I can move 3 plus a dice. And look what I need. 1, 2, 3. I need 3 to get in. Without using this card, if I just used the basic move twice, I'd get to move 1 plus a dice and 1 plus a dice. I have no rerolls. Terrible dice would mean I wouldn't make it into the ship. So if I don't get this back from the damage card landing on track 1, I'm going to rest to get this back to get my 3. Well, let's see what happens. Those are the background for you, so how this game might work for you. It might be different because of the dice and the cards. Ooh, when drawn, place this card on 3, which is too bad. If it had gone on 1, I'd be in much better shape. So that's going to go on track 3. Now I'm going to start my turn. My very first action, I'm going to rest. When you rest, everything slides over 1 slot. So this card now came back into my hand. So for my second action, I'm going to play this card. It says it's supposed to go into cooldown track 2, which is full. So I'm going to have to play it on cooldown track 3 instead. I'm going to get 3 movements plus 1 dice. So let's have no rerolls. Let's play the 1 dice and let's see what happens. A +1. So I get 3 plus 1. I can move 4, which takes me 1, 2, 3, 4. Both of our guys are in the ship at the end of turn 1. Not bad. And remember, in case it matters, my turn is over, but these cards slide 1 to the left. This is almost ready to slide off. This is here. And we still have a token, which we never used. But that's it. I think we did good. Let's see what it says. It says, when concluded, continue to C2B mission update 5. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, our mission C2B is up to update 5. This is called Aftermath. That means the updates are basically over. We're going to see what happens now. There's story. Well, I'm going to put this here so you can pause it to read the story. And basically it's saying that the head honcho, Umbracias, wants to know a little bit about this team he's working with. And each hero, which there's 2 of them in my case, can tell 1 story. And based on the story that they tell, they can put a mark on their personality, which will give them a token in future missions. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Adriel, he's already got 1 token for yellow. I'd like to get him, because he doesn't have that much attack. I'd like him to get another red token because it would let him do a little bit more attacking. So that would be the red tokens here and here, which would be useful in the game. Another option is you could just tell a story for something you already have and make it really more powerful. So I'd get 2 tokens that are yellow. I'd like to be more balanced. And Tathis is got already, he's doing well with doing damage. I'd like him to be moving more if possible, and I could choose yellow based on stickers that are going to be coming up. So here's some of the stickers that he's going to have in the future as we go through the game. He's going to get stickers put on his cards. And so Adriel, of course, has stickers coming up too. So these would be Adriel's stickers that are going to be coming soon. But I would like maybe to take advantage of something that he already has. So I'm going to think about giving him blue, and so that he'd get these 2. He'd get +1 dice for the damage that he could do with that rifle. And here he can push an adjacent character away from him. Now the interesting thing is he can push that character away before he does this main action, or he can push them after that main action. So that's interesting. And when it says character, it can also mean a fellow hero. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I already reminded myself I'm going to go with blue. I'm going to try to get a blue token. So the blue tokens, I'm going to tell a story about a person close to me. So that will give me a blue mark. And so we could do that. Where's my pen? And I've got a prototype. You're going to have erasable markers. I put little sticky Post-it notes here. So he's now got 1 mark on blue. And over here, I reminded myself I'd like to get more attacks. So I'm going to go with red. So for red, he's going to tell a story about his achievements. And then he can put another mark in the red, not another one, the first one. So here we go. Color that in. So now I'll get a red and a yellow token when I start each mission for Adriel. And Atathis, I'll get a blue and a red token at the start of each mission. And then it says, when ready, go to the next mission, Toad to Space. So that's where we'll be heading next.